Hi guys, it's MC from Not Just Scrapbooks, and I have something to share with you today. I first want to tell you that I had a wonderful weekend so far, and it's almost over. I went to the NAME, which is the National Association of Miniature Enthusiasts regional meeting in Lexington. I went to the show. I'm not a member of NAME, so um, mainly because I'm really scared to get into this hobby. It would be a very expensive hobby for me to get into. So, but I do love miniatures, and I think most scrapbook enthusiasts would love it. So, if there's ever a miniature show, it's really worth the whatever $5 entry that they normally charge for those shows. Beautiful, beautiful work. Anyway, I met up with my friend Charlene there, and I spent really 4.5 hours walking around and taking pictures of the exhibit portion of it. There were some beautiful, beautiful things, and I'll put some of those pictures on my blog later this week, I think. But I wanted to share what I've been doing over the last couple of days, like on and off. I've been trying to keep my mind off certain things that are going on. And so anyway, first I'm going to show you everything I used for this project, or nearly everything I used. There might be a couple of things missing. So here we go. This is everything I used for this project. And yeah, there's a little bit of glare, so I'm sorry about that. But it can't be helped because I really wanted to put everything on here that I used. And so you could see that I used gesso. And I'm going to put everything over here so I can reach it when it's the appropriate time. I used Black Orchid Silver, Lindy's Starburst Stain, the Starburst Spray, sorry. I used I think this is their new labels. This is a newer one I got. Cape Cod Coral, which is another Starburst Spray. And then I use Peony Scarlet Red. I also used a couple of paints. Mostly I used the sand, but I also put a little bit of the flesh tone into the sand to get the color I wanted. I used one tiny little, and I probably won't find it if I look for it now, but it's one of the tiniest of the flowers that are in this. And like I said, I probably won't find another one. Yeah, I think it's this one right here. Come here, you. It won't come out. It won't come out. It just doesn't want to. It saw what happened to its partner. So there we go. And I still have a lot of these left. I have a lot of flat flowers because I like playing with flat flowers that are white or off-white, and I can make them into anything. I think it's this one, but it might even be a smaller one than this. So I used a flower from there. I used a flower like this this is from my stash. It's a Recollection flower. These are from the current release. These are from the Lyric collection by Prima. And I use one from here, and I use a couple, or two or three from here. And these are the flat ones if you want the reference number. And these are the roses. Okay, I also used this music note bar. Well, actually, it's 4 bars. And I use that. I used white lace. And I think this is from Hobby Lobby or something. It's really pretty. I did have to clean it up a little bit, though. But I used some black lace. This really thick one. I used just one of these. And actually, this was just a piece of leftover paper that anyway. I used 2 sheets of paper from the Lyric collection to create what I did. I used this one here, and I used this one. And I will show you what happened when I put all of that together and had a little bit of fun. So let me just put something so I can find this sheet of paper again. And let me show you, I'm going to put the lace here, that way I can, okay, let me show you what happened when I put it all together. This is what happened. I ended up with this really pretty tag that I'm going to gift to the winner of my next giveaway. And I actually have figured out what I want to do. It took me a really long time to figure out what I wanted to do with this giveaway. And I have it all figured out now, so I will, and I have everything almost ready, so I will be taping that shortly. Anyway, to go back to the tag, let's start by the elements in it. Let's start by the flowers. These were white flowers, and I used a combination of these 2 Lindies to the Cape Cod Coral I put on first, and then I spritzed it just a little bit with the Peony Scarlet Red. And that gave me that color, which is almost a perfect match for the color that Prima used on theirs. And then that one is slightly different because I wanted it to be, and it started off pink, and I just used a little bit of the coral on it to make it a little tiny bit peachier. Here you have the, oh yeah, I forgot to show you that I used bling. So here's the bling that I used. And then here is the Prima flower. These are from the flat flowers. And the first 2 layers, the bottom 2, are from the flat pack here. And then the black one is the one that came out of this canister of white flowers from Prima. And that's the one that I use the black orchid silver on. And that created that effect. So that layer is kind of shimmery and it's kind of pretty. And maybe if I stop moving, my camera will let you see what happened here. And it's hard to see because it's black and it's, you know, my camera's having a hard time. There we go. Okay, and then I also used a flat flower here, and I used one of my, I believe that's a spare part brad, but I'm not 100% sure. It was one of the brads in my drawer, so I have no names on it. And that is the rose from the rose pack of the Lyric collection. Okay, that is the rose pack from Prima. This, I'm thinking of the Recollection flower, who's this flower right here. And then I trimmed the lace and put it over here, and that's the white lace that I got on the roll here. And after I had done that, I went, oh, well, you know, that doesn't really stick out very much. So I decided to add that second layer of lace. And of course, that is from the thicker lace that I showed you earlier, the one that I'm using here. And I think that covers everything. And we'll just talk about the doll here. I colored the doll with my Spectrum Noir markers. And then I paper pieced the dress. The dress is from the romance novel collection. And I thought it was a perfect match. And then I colored her bow with my Spectrum Noir markers as well. And I stickled everything. I stickled this one in a clear, and I stickled this in a kind of it's one of the red colored stickles. It's not exactly red, and it kind of picks up for some odd reason, it really does pick up the color here on this red on this tag. So now how did I get use all my paper? Well, the first thing you need to know, and where did the gesso come in? Well, the first thing you need to know is that the tag is mostly made up of this paper, the front of the tag. So basically you can see the lace portion there and the writing there, and then you can see this right there, and then the remembering moment, and then the lace part right there. And then you can see the bird and the bird cage. And basically, I used to about here on the tag. And you're going to say, well, that's not black. Well, this is where I used my gesso. What I did is I first covered it with gesso, and I actually used my finger to paint the gesso on because I wanted to make sure that I could still see the lace and all these other elements. And after that, I used mostly bleached sand with a tiny, tiny little bit of the flesh tone in it, just enough to give it a little hue of a hint of peach. And after I'd done that, and again, I mixed that up, and then I painted it with my finger, and I made sure I didn't cover the designs that I wanted to keep. So I don't know if you can see how well you can see that, but you can still see the design here, and you can still see the design here. And this all used to be black behind her. The next thing that I did is I used a piece of paper, and I masked off this portion of the paper. It's probably easier to show you here. I masked this part off, and I used my stamp here, the one with the music notes, and I stamped it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And I just used different parts of it. And where we could see most of the writing, it says, spring makes me want to sing. And you can actually almost read all of it here. And I wanted it to show on only one place. I didn't want to have writing everywhere. So that's how the background was made. The remembering these special moments, I use glossy accent to highlight it a little bit more, so it shows up a little bit more. Now, the other elements on here come from that second piece of paper that I took with. Sorry about that. That comes from here. Okay, so if you look at this circle here, that is what's here. And all I did is I put it on a piece of chipboard and glued it down. And the banners up here, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, are these 4. And this one is actually sitting right here on my tag. So I don't know if you can, maybe, I don't know if I should come down lower, or if I do, you won't see the whole tag. But anyway, you can see that that other banner is right there. I don't know why my lighting sucks so much right now, but again, I've moved my cameras around and everything because I discovered that one of the reasons my last video was bouncy was because this table isn't very solid, and I had my camera stand on here. So now it's in front of me, hanging up towards me. So that changed the lighting a little bit. Anyway, back to the tag. So anyway, the 5 banners are actually all on here. This one is just glued right to the paper. And these are actually set up on 2 different pieces of the 3M Scotch tape, the one that comes in a roll. And I just cut it up and put it underneath here because I wanted to really lift this up. Let me see what else is on here. The friend. I fussy cut the friend, and I used it to hide where the ribbons come out of. So you don't see the hole on this tag, and instead you see this friend banner. And in order to do that, I mounted it on foam and on chipboard. And I also used glossy accent on the back of this. And you'll see that it's I don't know if you can see it's shiny. And I did that to give it a little bit more consistency and make it a little tougher so that it wouldn't tear the minute somebody touched it. Now the rest of the elements I think are on the back. This is on the back and this is on the back. So I folded the paper over and then I added elements to the paper. So if you look at going from the bottom towards the top, if you look at this, that is what I glued here. And then I took a little piece that was left and glued it here, because if you look at the tag here, so this little bit here is actually right here. The delightful, fun, smile, cherish, sweet is right here. I fussy cut this guy and turned it around. So yeah, the butterfly is kind of at a funny angle, but it doesn't matter to me. I just wanted it in this direction. And then this element here is what was left over here. And I just put it there. And I actually folded the paper up and put it in there. So hopefully the person that wins my giveaway will enjoy my little girl here. I'm going to put created by and my information here and a message to the winner over here. So that is how I used all that stuff I showed you. I had fun doing it. I hope you enjoyed listening to me tell you all about the process. By the way, this brad, what I forgot to mention, is from my mind's eye. And oh yeah, I wanted to show you the shoes. The crown is just stickled. It's painted and then stickled with my Spectrum Noirs. But I really wanted her shoes to be special. And I don't know if my camera's going to be really nice to me. The light is changing because it's getting dark outside. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it to show you the shoes. Let's get the light really close here, maybe. I don't know if you'll be able to see that these shoes are two-toned. In other words, I painted them yellow, and then I added some red stickle on top of it to give it the appearance of shoes that have like the toe is a different color than the front. But I really like how this one turned out. I know that's crazy to be happy about a shoe, but look at how cute that is. Isn't that adorable? Okay, so I'm a little wacky, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you will stay tuned. I am about to put all this away and then come back, and I'm going to take the giveaway video next. So keep tuned. Have a nice weekend, what's left of it. Have a wonderful week. For those people in what is known as Tornado Alley in the U.S., please stay safe. It's really bad out there today, and my thoughts and my prayers are with you, and I hope you all stay safe, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.